Hi lovelies, Lauren here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and I hope you've had a very Merry Christmas. We are at this point in between Christmas and New Year where no one has any real idea what day it is, what time it is. We've ate so much, we've got that kind of food coma feeling. So this sequence is all about that. Maybe we've overindulged slightly, although I think you're allowed to over Christmas. So if you've had 5 mince pies for breakfast, I salute you, no worries. But yes, this sequence is going to help us get our digestive system back in gear and yeah, hopefully leave us feeling prepared for to eat so much again on New Year's. Okay, for this practice, I recommend having a block just for one pose we're going to be doing today. But if you don't have one, a couple of cushions, books maybe, but it's not an absolute necessary thing if you don't have anything that will work. Just do the best you can. Okay, so just have your block over to one side, ready for you when you need it. And we're gonna start in a comfortable seated position. So again, feel free to maybe prop yourself up on your block here actually. If you do feel like you need to give the hips a little bit more height, allow the knees to comfortably fall out towards the side. As always, you can have the palms of the hands facing down on the knees if you feel like you need a little bit more grounding today. You might have the palms of the hands facing up if you need a little bit more energy maybe. We're going to just start just like this, maybe closing off the eyes, closing off the outside world, welcoming in a little bit of peace. Maybe our Christmas has been quite busy, quite chaotic, maybe it's been stressful. So just starting our practice by settling in, providing that little bit of space, that little bit of calm and quiet, to just notice how you are feeling now. Notice what thoughts, what feelings, what sensations are coming up for you in this moment. Maybe you're feeling that quite heavy feeling. Again, maybe if you've ate too much Christmas turkey, or perhaps you haven't moved in a while. And whatever it is you're feeling today, whatever it is you're noticing, as always, we're not trying to necessarily change anything. We're not looking at ourselves with any judgment. We're just arriving, just settling, just noticing, and letting ourselves be. And if anything, I hope that the very best Christmas present you received this year is more time for yourselves to just be. So continuing to notice your breath, maybe taking a couple of deeper inhales in, a couple of gentle exhales out. And as you start to take a couple of deeper breaths here, just bring a little bit of movement into your torso. So you might start with a gentle sway from side to side. You can start this really soft, really small, first of all. Don't feel as though you have to go straight into quite exaggerated movement here. And you may start to take these sways into a bit more of a circular motion. So you might kind of sweep the chest out in front, sweep the rib cage across to one side, and then as you send it back, shift the weight slightly back off your sit bones and come through a little bit of a curved spine. Beautiful. And again, keeping everything nice and gentle. So being really kind to yourself today. So in this practice, there's no kind of real challenge. There's nothing we really need to push towards. It's just a real gentle movement practice to help support your body. And then maybe we can change the direction of those circles. So going around the opposite way. And same things apply, coming through that little curved spine as you send it towards the back. Lifting up through the heart and you sweep the chest out in front. Beautiful. Maybe taking one more complete circle here. And then slowly starting to minimize your movement, making these circles smaller and smaller. And maybe coming to stillness, or maybe there's still that kind of echo of movement, a little sway from side to side. You can keep the eyes closed, or you might start to flutter the eyelids back open and welcome yourselves back into the space. But as we inhale, let's just reach the arms up, taking a little bit of a stretch the fingertips up to the sky. And then as we exhale, let's start to twist towards the right hand side. So twisting using your core and just floating the hands down. So left hand lands on the right knee, right hand lands behind you, taking a little bit of a twist. But don't feel as though you have to really kind of pull the body through here. Again, keep it soft. See if you can kind of lead with the chest a little bit more rather than you really using this hand as kind of that anchor to push and pull you through here. Moving a little bit more intuitively today. Take a final breath here. Take an exhale. As we inhale, let's come back through center, and again, let's float the arms up. Energy out through the fingertips. Maybe we can create a little bit of space in our bellies here. As we exhale again, twisting to the left hand side, floating the arms down, so right hand lands on the left knee, left hand down to the ground behind you, and again, just softly twisting round to the left, rather than pushing or pulling or kind of yanking the body here. See if we can still stay sitting up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And let's inhale, rise up nice and high. Final big stretch here, stretching out through the fingertips. And then as we exhale, let's bring the arms out to the side and then start to circle them out in front. And it's up to you here. You might kind of shift the body up and over the legs, or you might just prefer to just swing the legs round to one side, making your way into your tabletop, onto your hands and onto your knees. So take as long as you need to get there. No need to rush. But arriving with the hands rooted down towards the mat, pressing down through the fingertips, shoulders over the wrist, and hips over the knees. And let's begin to cycle through a couple rounds of cat and cow. So as we inhale, we start to gently drop the belly down, lift the heart, lift the chest. You might not want to come into your full cat and cow here, so you might focus on lifting the chest rather than lifting the tailbone as well. Don't feel as though you have to really kind of sink the belly down here. You might just want to look forwards here, getting that opening across the heart. It's entirely up to you, your choice. And then as you exhale, let's start to tuck the chin down towards the chest. Reaching out through the back of the shoulder blades, maybe you can gaze towards your belly button here, or maybe you're just looking back towards the legs. There we go again. We inhale, find a neutral spine first of all, maybe lifting the tailbone or maybe keeping it still. As we lift the gaze, look forward, lift up through the chest. Lovely. Exhale, we go again, tucking the chin down towards the chest, gazing back behind you. Finding that little curve in the spine. Let's take one more full round, just like this. Inhale, lifting the chest, gazing forwards. And exhale, coming back into a curve. Beautiful. On your next inhale, let's come back into a neutral spine. And then again, let's start to bring a little bit more movement into the torso. So taking a couple of ribcage circles here. So don't feel, again, as that you have to make this as the biggest movement as you can. You might be moving a little bit more contained today, a little bit softer. But see if you can keep the movement nice and smooth. Getting into all those kind of nitty-gritty places, finding those little stretches. So it might be the shoulders feel quite tight. So as you come into that kind of curved spine and shift it from one side to the other, you might be able to get that nice little stretch through the back of the shoulder blade or the side body here. You might be enjoying that kind of opening across the heart. And same again when you are ready. Just change in the direction of those circles in the ribcage. You might find you do start to get the tailbone a little bit more involved now. Feel free to do so. Beautiful, well done. Okay. Let's take one more breath here. One more exhale. Okay. And slowly start to minimize that movement. Come back to your neutral tabletop. So pulling the ribs in slightly. See if you can find this nice long spine. And then just start to send your right leg back behind you, kicking that right heel away as you inhale. And then as you exhale, squeeze and pull right knee in towards the chest. Send it towards the back of the right arm and see if you can step that right foot on the outside of the right hand, taking a little lizard pose here. So you might be able to kind of Pick up this left knee, walk it a little bit further back behind you, creating more space for the hips to sink down. But if that's too much, you can keep it exactly where you are. And just bring a little bit of movement into the hips. A little shimmy from side to side. You can also bring a circular motion in here, circle the shoulders around. Beautiful, well done. And we're going to stay here for a couple more breaths. See if you can send that breath deep down into your lower belly. Lovely, well done. Perhaps taking one more breath here. One more exhale. And then simply push down through the hands. And you're going to send the right leg all the way back next to left. So we come back into this tabletop. Let's come across onto the other side. Inhale, kicking the left heel away, keeping the spine nice and long. Exhale, start to pull left knee in towards the chest, send it to the back of the left arm, and then gently step the left foot on the outside edge of the left hand. Again, you can stay here. You might want to tuck right toes under, pick up the right knee, and then walk it a little bit further back, creating more space for the hips to sink down. And then wherever you are comfortable, bringing that little bit of movement in, swaying in the hips, some circular motion in the shoulders maybe. Beautiful. Finding what feels good for you and your body today. Okay. And if you are really feeling this stretch maybe in the hips, maybe focus on sending your breath there today. So with every exhale, imagine you're sending it down towards the area, down towards the hips maybe, and just encourage that kind of warmth, that kind of release there. Maybe we can ease off any tension. And then from here, let's take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then from here, just find your block for me and bring it down in between both hands, just so it's ready for when we need it. Tucking the back toes under, lift the back knee. Quite a big movement coming up here now. See if you can step your right foot forwards to the outside edge of that right hand. So as I said, it's quite a big movement, and it's probably the biggest movement of our practice today. So you're in a standing forward fold with the feet mat distance apart, toes pointing out to the side. And then bringing your block, placing a little bit further back behind you, choosing a setting that works for you. So it might be the highest, middle, or lowest. And then when you're ready, you're slowly going to guide the sit bones down, placing your sit bones on top of the block there. Hopefully it feels quite comfortable for you. If you've got multiple blocks and you need a little bit more height, feel free to incorporate them here. But allow your sit bones to really just kind of rest down into the prop that you are using. You can keep the fingertips down if you need a little bit more support, or you might be able to kind of rest the arms on the knees here to sit up nice and tall. We can kind of chill here for a moment. This is one of my favourite postures to come to when I maybe feel that my digestive system needs that little bit of help, needs that little bit of assistance, because it kind of creates that space. We can bring a little bit of movement back into the body, a little bit of movement into the head and the neck, the shoulders. And we can still allow the body to release and soften. So even though we're in perhaps quite a deep hip stretch for you, again, if you're really feeling it, incorporate more blocks, more cushions to lift the hips higher. But the props are really there to support you. So we're not even really thinking about pushing down through the feet. Just kind of resting here. You might have a little sway from side to side. Beautiful. As you close the eyes again, just come back to that internal world of yours. See what you notice. Those little sensations happening inside the body. Maybe we can even really feel our digestive system working here. There might be a couple gurgles here, some grumbles. Beautiful. Maybe hold here for 2 more breaths. One more. And then slowly, we're going to help ourselves out of this position. So bring the hands down towards the ground. Push down through the feet, push down through the hands to start to lift the hips away from your block. Coming back into that standing forward fold and just place the block out to one side. And then from here, bending the knees, use your hands to help you as you roll back onto your sit bones, and you can come all the way down onto your back. So again, slow this transition down. Don't feel as though you need to rush. Okay. So just take a moment for your spine to literally meet your mat. And as you kind of lie down here, if you are feeling that really kind of full, heavy feeling, you might kind of feel or notice that Christmas turkey is about to make a second appearance here. So feel free to kind of prop yourselves up on a cushion on the back of the head, underneath your shoulder blades here, to kind of lift the chest slightly. So again, you've still got that kind of downward motion here rather than everything coming back up. So again, just a little option here, should you wish. But once you are comfortable, let's have both knees pointing up to the sky. So really grounding down through our lower spine. And just bring your right knee in towards your chest. So as you hug that right knee in, you might take hold of the knee, the shin, maybe the back of the thigh, and just bring a little bit of movement into that right hip socket. So a little sway from side to side, drawing a couple of circles maybe. Beautiful, well done. So this practice is all about creating a space. We've filled ourselves up so much, we're full to the brim. Now kind of working our way through all of that stuff. See if we can carve out a little bit more space. Beautiful. Changing that direction whenever you're ready. Perhaps taking one more breath in. One more breath out. And then from here, drawing right knee back in. Left hand to the outside edge of the right knee. Right arm sweeps out to the side. We're going to gently guide this knee across the body over towards the left side. Taking a little spine or twist. So you might be able to bring that right knee all the way down towards the ground beside you, or you might just kind of rest it on top of the left leg here. You might kind of hook the ankle behind the back of the left calf. That's quite comfortable. Coming to where feels good for you. So don't feel as though you have to crash down on this left side, kind of really coming into that deep wringing out the body. Feel free to just keep it soft, keep it gentle. Beautiful. We're going to maybe hold here for another 3 breaths. So don't try to rush those breaths here. See if you can kind of get the most out of this posture as you can possibly can. These gentle twists in the torso, as I say, are great for our digestive system. So we're giving it just that little bit of a boost, that little bit of healthy encouragement without kind of using any unnecessary force. Take a final breath in. Final breath out. As we inhale, let's gently come back through the center. Right knee back in towards the chest. Maybe have one final hug of that right knee in. And then we can gently send it away. Let's bring the left knee in towards the chest now. So repeating exactly what we did on this side. So again, just starting by bringing a little bit of movement in, a little bit of a sway. And as you sway from side to side, you might be able to feel yourselves giving your lower spine a little bit of a massage here. That's beautiful. Bringing in a couple of circles, one way and then the other way. You might have the eyes closed again, so you're really kind of drawn into your own body, your own practice. So everything else that might be happening inside your homes, any other chaos that might be going around, we're just here, we're chilling. Okay. Bring your left knee back in towards the chest. Right hand to the outside edge of the left knee and extend that left arm out to the side. And then same again, we gently cross the left knee over to the right. And again, don't feel as though you have to bring your left knee all the way down towards the ground beside you. Maybe you kind of stack it on top of the right knee, or maybe you kind of hook the left foot around the back of the right calf here. Just coming into that gentle twist. Beautiful. There might be a couple of clicks, a couple of cracks here in your spine. No worries, as long as it's feeling good for you. And again, we have a couple more breaths. Big breath in. Big breath out. Maybe one more big breath in. Big breath out. We inhale to gently bring ourselves back through center. Left knee comes back in towards the chest. Maybe having one final hug here. And as we exhale, let's send that left foot away. So you've still got both knees pointing up towards the sky here. And then we're going to come into a little brief relaxation here. There's a couple of options for the pose you'd like to take for your rest. So you might stay here in this more constructive rest with the feet maybe mat distance apart, knees knocking together. You may send the legs out long if that feels good for your spine here. Or you might bring the soles of the feet together and send the knees out towards the side. So again, creating a little bit of space in the hips here. We're not going to be here for too long, but if you do find that these positions get a little bit uncomfortable, feel free to readjust, to change a few things maybe. But for now, just allow yourselves to rest, to soften. Notice how your mat or whatever ground it is you are working on today, notice how it cradles your body, keeping you safe, keeping you supported after being nourished by our gentle little food coma flow. Keeping the breath nice and easy, following that familiar pattern of your inhales, of your exhales, following that gentle rise and fall of your belly maybe. And then maybe taking a final deep breath in, making it the most fullest, most conscious breath yet you've had yet today. Big breath in and a big breath out. Lovely, well done. If you're still in that kind of butterfly position, gently bring your hands to the outside edges of your thighs. Gently bring the knees to a close. You might sway the knees a couple of times side to side. But of course, if you're happy where you are and if you've got the time, do feel free to stay where you are and you can ignore me for the next few moments. But if you're ready to make your way out, maybe choose a side, roll all the way over onto that one side. You might pause here for a moment, make a little pillow with the hands. And then when you're ready, using your hands to help you as you gently rise back up, let's come back to where we started, into that comfortable seated position. Again, you can prop yourselves up on a couple of cushions here should you wish. Gently take your time as you bring yourselves back up to upright. Palms of the hands on the knees, palms of the hands facing up, your choice. Shoulders soft. And as always, we'll finish our little food coma flow with our final blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you at night. May the rain wash away your worries. And may the breeze blow new strength throughout your being. And may you walk through the world knowing its beauty all the days of your life. With that, we bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. And we bow. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel a little bit lighter now, maybe a little bit more awake, maybe. I hope you're feeling good. But before we go, I just want to say a massive thank you. Obviously, this is our last sequence of 2020, so I just want to say a massive thank you for joining me on YouTube this year. I was kind of thrown into it and didn't know what to expect. So I'm really grateful for all the support, every comment, every like, every subscription. It really, really does mean a lot. So I just wanted to say a quick little thank you. But for now, I will leave you to have a very happy new year. And of course, I will see you in the new year coming to you from your screens. See you then. Mwah.